Wow, would you look at that? I never caught a roly-coly before. Wonderful. Woohoo, my first ever Colossal in game. You know, I could have just hacked one in. Well, time to reveal the PWC team. Now, those who have already seen it, you've already seen it. Actually, one of the mons I drafted is already on the screen right now. On our way. Why am I doing this? Here we go. The PWC team. So, why is Magmortar separated from the rest? Why does the draft look kind of stupid? Okay, it's not that stupid, but I wouldn't say it's as good as it could have been. But I wanted a little bit more fun. Now, a more fun option would have been to grab Gingino, but I dropped Gingino. So, our first pick is Magmortar. The rule of this draft league is a little weird. Your round 1 has to be a Terra captain that's 6 points or less, and it has to come every week. Now, I was looking at a bunch of different options, Avalugg, Magneton, but Magmortar to me makes the most sense. I think it can generally come every week. It won't be the best mon every week, but it will do a better job than Magneton and Avalugg. Those are kind of matchup specific. They're better Pokemon on a draft, I would say, but they're matchup specific, so I don't think they're going to be able to come every week too comfortably. Magmortar, it's sort of just average. It'll be fine. And we also named him Jerry. Pretty much every nickname I have is just a reference to something, like some other Pokemon YouTuber. Dragapult is a reference to Peachal. Overquill is a reference to PokeMD. Oh, I didn't name my Piloswine anything. This is actually a natural shiny Piloswine. A bunch of the Pokemon here are just mons I already had. Some of them are hacked, like Enamorus. I have an Enamorus, but wait, no, this isn't a hacked Enamorus. This is my Enamorus. Okay, these are just references most of the time. Magmortar is a reference to Rick and Morty. Little Jerry. Now, do I expect Magmortar to put in work? Honestly, yes. Magmortar is a very strong Pokemon. It hits very hard. I can definitely give it a boosting item. I don't have to run heavy-duty boots every week because I will be terrestrializing. It's also a very good Assault Vest user. Like, actually really good. Does it learn Slack Off in this game? I know it learns Slack Off in, like, Pokemon Run and Bun. Screw it. Slack Off or not, I'm excited to use Magmortar. Another reason I had this was because I heard that Pokemon really wanted to use Magmortar. So I'm like, ooh, that sounds fun. So hell yeah, we got Magmortar. I gotta see this thing put in work. Our next pick is Dragapult. We were 15th pick. Meaning that we were basically second pick, effectively. And second pick, I got Dragapult because the first pick, well, they didn't pick at all. So we managed to successfully get Dragapult, which is exciting. I finally get to use Dragapult. One of my favorite Pokemon, it's a pretty common favorite. It's a very popular Pokemon, a very cool Pokemon, and most importantly, a very good Pokemon. This is a phenomenon. This thing, I can bring it physical or special. I can give it all the status moves in the world. I can give it bloody priority. It already has quick attack on the screen. I can give it sucker punch if I want to. But most of the time, I expect to just be using U-turn utility sets or choice specs variants. It has a lot of coverage. It has water moves, electric moves, fire moves. The water coverage is my favorite because no one ever uses it except me. I used to use Hydro Pump Dragapult in Generation 8 to hit Heatran, and it would always work. Although it wasn't amazing. But I would always use water coverage on Dragapult over Fire or Thunderbolt or whatever. It's a very consistent Pokemon. That's the main thing about Dragapult. If Dragapult was sniped, I would have taken Iron Valiant, but I would have taken it reluctantly because I don't even think Iron Valiant is all that hyped up because Iron Valiant sounds inconsistent. Dragapult is a beacon of consistency. Amazing mon. Ogerpon Wellspring was my next one. This is a weird one because Ogerpon Wellspring is normally thought of as very much just thought of as a Terra Captain. And not even like an amazing one. Like, Ogerpon is obviously good, no doubting that. But, I don't know, it's kind of looked down upon without Terra. And even with Terra sometimes. But, oh yeah, this is a little VGC set. This is supposed to be Heartflame Mask, but I just swapped the mask for the video. This Pokemon, I'm very much a big fan of Ogerpon. It might be my favorite Draft League Pokemon. At the moment, my favorite is still Thunder Hysteria, but if Ogerpon Wellspring can prove its worth this league, Ogerpon as a whole might just become my favorite draft Pokemon. I have used Heartflame and Cornerstone so far, and they have been incredible, and I wanted to use every Ogerpon, and I guess this may as well be the league with Wellspring. My other picks were taken as well. For example, Iron Tread was gone, Terapagos was gone. Those are two Pokemon that I would have taken to pair with Dragapult. Now, I could have taken Clefable, because Dragon Fairy Steel, you know, get a good fairy, but I decided to go with Ogerpon Wellspring because it's decently priced at 15, and it was a good Pokemon. Some people definitely did scoff at the idea of me getting Ogerpon Wellspring though, but I'm excited to use it. I mean, I'm excited to use every mon on this team. Well, there's one mon that I'm not super excited for, but I got it because I probably should have gotten it. Next up is Iron Hands. This thing is exciting. This is obviously a little VGC Iron Hands here, but hey, I'm excited to use a good friend Mick Foley over here. I have never used Iron Hands in draft, and I've barely seen Iron Hands in draft, but I know it's an amazing Pokemon. I know it's a great one. And back then, before I started actual Draft Leagues, I would play Draft League myself. Basically, I would control both players, and I would control all 16 players drafting. And I would just have them fight every week. Like, I just have a Peter Griffin versus a Harry Potter or something as placeholders. And Iron Hands every time would be very fun to use. It was one of my favorites to EV. Would I use EV spreads like this? Probably. Who knows what I can do with Iron Hands? I can do whatever I want. This thing also has Charge and Iron Defense if I really want to. It doesn't have like amazing coverage, but it doesn't need it as far as I can tell. Its dual stats are pretty good as far as I can tell. Fighting Electric, I'd say, is a decent, like, average type. It's just a ball of stats as well. It's very easy to EV efficiently. It's a very good Pokemon. And the best part, it was 13 points. 13! Iron Hand normally is like 14 or 15 points. 13 is pretty cheap, especially for a draft league that puts Ogerpon Heartflame at 17 points. Oh my god. Most of the Pokemon were overpriced. There were like three notable steals in this league. Iron Hands, Metagross at 11 points, and our next pick, Overquill, who is 8 points. Overquill, I would say, is a 10-point Pokemon normally. It's very fun. I got a great Spiker. Ogerpon Wellspring, of course, has spikes, but Overquill can definitely just bring spikes every week. Ogerpon Wellspring, I'm not bringing spikes every week. Overquill definitely can. And Overquill has so many fun cheese options. I can run Destiny Bond, I can run Reversal, Endure Reversal. It's a good Custap Berry user. Overquill can definitely run Custap Berry if I want to. Ignore this freaking move. Actually, that reminds me, Fell Stinger is a fun one. This Pokemon is so good. It also gives me two crucial typings that I think every draft needs. Every draft needs a Dark type to not get Stored Power Swept, and every draft needs a Poison type, a grounded Poison type to absorb Toxic Spikes. Overquill gives me all that. Its stats are also decent enough. They're not incredible stats, but it's like a very Jack of all trades, Master of none type stats. Like, decent attack, average speed, solid bulk. Good enough for me. As Intimidate, which, I mean, VGC, am I right? And obviously I named it Javalanthus because that's a cool nickname. Totally not, whatever. Alright, Enamorous. This is the Pokemon that I am not excited to use, because I don't think Enamorous is very good without Terastallization. But I took it because I need a fairy. Clefable was gone. Now, I heavily considered dropping Enamorous during the grace period and picking up Florges. However, I got reminded of the last time I used Florges. It was pretty garbage. So, unfortunately, I still genuinely believe in Florges, and I don't believe in Enamorous. But hopefully it can work. It's definitely a good Pokemon. It's expensive at 16 points for a reason. I needed a fairy. I would very much appreciate a ground immunity. But like, it's not even a good ground immunity. It's an Enamorous. It's frail. It's very strong. It has flexibility in offense. It can go agility, it can go choice scarf, it can go physical, it has options. I just don't like it as a Pokemon without Terra. Although I do like it in OU, so maybe, who knows. Although OU has Terra in Amber, so who knows. Next up is Piloswine. This is a Pokemon that everyone was upset at me for drafting. Oh yeah, I didn't name him Mr. Grimes. Yeah, that's the nickname for it. Maybe I'll change it. Who knows? I can't have too many Pokemon 50 nicknames. I can't name this thing Chopper. But anyways, Piloswine. The grounds were mostly gone, but I believe Sandaconda was gone. That was my initial one. Mudsdale, I'm pretty sure was gone. I'm pretty sure. But Mamoswine wasn't gone, and everyone was upset at me for not drafting Mamoswine and drafting frickin' Piloswine. I say Piloswine is fine. It's bulkier than Mamoswine, which is what I'm aiming for. It's much slower, much weaker, but I'm aiming for bulk with my ground type. My bulky stealth rocking ground type. I want it to be like Piloswine, like Sandaconda, like Mudsdale, a bulky stealth rocking ground type. And Piloswine is that. It gives me Ice Shard. It's not weak to fire because of Thick Fat, which I think is great. Hell, it counts as an ice resistant fact, which I will gladly take. I don't have one at the moment, so I'll gladly take a mini ice resist. Not an amazing ice resist by all means, but definitely a good one. I think Piloswine is pretty reliable. I think it's a good Pokemon. And it also has fun options like Freeze Dry, which... Do you get that here? I'm not evolving you, shut up. And also this, yeah, natural shiny Piloswine, which is fun. It's also female. Mr. Grimes is male. Maybe we'll use the female Piloswine, who knows. I like to stick with genders for my draft leagues. You know, just add attachment. I know this mod is this. Anyways, next pick. So initially, the next few picks, Jirachi, Colossal, Appleton, and Vaporeon. The only one that was on the initial plan was Colossal, well, on the initial draft. In Grace Period, I made 3 changes. Jirachi was initially a Uxie, Appleton was a Lycanroc Dusk, and Vaporeon was a Chinchino. I actually have 2 points left over because, well, you're not allowed to get 12 Pokemon, unfortunately. I would gladly take 12 Pokemon if I was allowed to, but I can't. I changed Uxie to Jirachi because Fist to Your Doom. Wait, no, it wasn't Fist to Your Doom. It was Final Gambit Ninja. They dropped. Oh, they dropped their Jirachi, which is incredible. I can pick this Pokemon up. I need a Steel. This draft had no Steel type, which is stupid. But all the Steels I wanted were gone. Iron Treads was gone. Iron Crown was gone. Iron Crown! On a draft that already had like a Hatterene for a psychic type. Why did they have Iron Crown? But yeah, Iron Crown was gone. Jirachi was gone. Iron Treads was gone. I was left with weird options. I had Skarmory, but I don't think Skarmory is an amazing Pokemon. Even Corviknight was gone though. I also don't think Corviknight is that good at all. I had Klefki as an option, but I already have a Fairy and an Amorous. Not exactly a great fairy, but neither is Klefki as a fairy. It's a steel fairy. Obviously the best type in the game, but I don't know how well it's in. It's probably fine. Klefki would have been cool, but it doesn't exactly do what I need it to. Jirachi has longevity. That is an advantage of Jirachi. I think Jirachi actually is the best of the steels that I could have had, besides Iron Treads. I appreciate that Jirachi has Wish. That means that Jirachi can be a steel for as long as the game lasts. That is a luxury. Obviously, Skarmory and Corviknight can do that, but they're also Skarmory and Corviknight. They don't have high special defense or anything. Jirachi, it can do whatever I need. Its stats, like, you know how I said Overcool was the jack of all trade stats? This thing literally has 100 and everything, so hey. So Jirachi, I'm very sure this Pokemon will do what I need it to. It's not really known as a great draft Pokemon, but that's because it's not flashy. Like, Gen 4 OU, ever fought a Jirachi? I mean, I play Gen 4 OU. I use Jirachi. Moving on, Colossal. I was very, very, very reluctant to take Colossal at first. This as the Rapid Spinner? Are you kidding me? But now I'm actually really excited to use Colossal. Now, there was a period where I was considering changing Magmortar out for Colossal, because then I would be able to have more points, more slots, and I wouldn't have to have and I would be able to keep Colossal, because I actually do appreciate having Colossal on the team. I saw a lot of ideal Colossal matchups. However, I ended up, excuse me, I think I'm thinking of the wrong thing. No, there is no however. We do still get to keep Colossal. I had plans that didn't involve Colossal, but we kept Colossal because I saw a lot of matchups where I want to bring Colossal. I was very weak to flying. Colossal gives me a resist. I was very weak to fairy. Colossal gives me a resist. Jirachi also does, but Jirachi, I don't want Jirachi alone to deal with that. Colossal plus Jirachi, I think, solves a lot of problems I had. The issue is that it's my only rapid spinner. Yeah, we're gonna be I have 2 Pokemon that are item locked as well. Piloswine and Ogerpon are item locked. We're gonna be, well, Piloswine is an item block, but I'm not bringing heavy duty boots Piloswine. We're gonna be using a lot of heavy duty boots, I expect. Who knows though? Next up is Appleton. Oh, you don't have a nickname. Appleton's nickname is gonna be Demeter, which you might think is a PokeMD reference, but trust me, it's not. Me and my sister genuinely came up with the name together. She's a big fan of like Greek gods and stuff. Was it Greek? I don't know all the god stuff. She also forced me to watch the show God School recently. Yeah, I watched it. Demeter is in the show. I'm gonna name the Appleton Demeter, and also obviously change the gender to female to match it. Appleton, why did I get this? So, there was a period where I was struggling to find a good ground resist. Ogerpon alone is not going to cut it, and Enamorus is a fake resist, because it'll die to most coverage. I was looking at Pokemon like Chestnut and Hydrapple, and I struggled to fit those. Then I realized there was a cheaper option, Appleton. This as a cheap Earthquake resist would work. Now, I am doubling up on both the doubling up on the grass and the dragon typings from Ogerpon and Dragapult. But I think it should be okay, because Appleton's role is simply to be an Earthquake resist. It is a very cheap one. It is 3 points. Now, you might be wondering, why didn't I get like a 5-point Pokemon? Among the 5-pointers, my option for that Earthquake resist was Abomasnow. Now, don't get me wrong, I actually think Abomasnow would work, but I'm kind of hesitant. Now, the last Pokemon, I feel like I did not ask anyone for advice for this last pick. I took it all on my own. Which actually, now that I'm thinking about it, are there any 12-pointers that I could have taken over this? Okay, not really. There's Gyarados, I guess. But my goal with Vaporeon here is a pivot. I want a little bit more pivot on the team. And I also, the entire time throughout the draft, I was actually looking at Vaporeon specifically. Vaporeon or Milotic, which, oh, Milotic is in 12 points. We might make a change. We might change, Vaporeon to Milotic if I can. I'll let you guys know if I make that change. Oops. Okay, I've decided that we're gonna drop our good friend Vaporeon for Milotic, because I actually am able to afford that. Do I have a random? I know I have a random Milotic in the boxes. My boxes are a mess, by the way. I'm still getting used to the capture card. It still feels surreal to be playing. Hey, look, it's our friend, Abomasnow. Say hi. But yeah, we're not drafting Abomasnow. Another option I was looking at was Garganacl. I could have definitely taken Garganacl, but I didn't. Where's Milotic? I know I have a Milotic somewhere. There it is. And it actually had the nickname that I was already gonna use, Mavis. Alright, so how does the draft look now that we have Milotic on? I mean, I appreciate having the special bulky water. I think Milotic is better than Vaporeon. Reasoning? Wait, Vaporeon has Calm Mind now. Okay, what the hell does Milotic have over Vaporeon? Wait, I'm second guessing everything, Jesus. Oh my god. Vaporeon has Calm Mind now. Milotic is more expensive. I need to consult some people. Okay, I think I've settled on Milotic. I see a few advantages. One of the advantages is actually one you might not expect. Marvel skill. I might use a physically defensive Milotic. I very much may make use of Marvel skill. Oh, what is this moveset? I feel like that was not a natural moveset. I definitely did something with that. I don't know what it was for though. I could absolutely make use of Marvel skill. Another thing that I might use Milotic for is fairy coverage. Milotic actually gets Alluring Voice and Draining Kiss. Excuse me, sorry. Someone was saying that Vaporeon had better stats than Milotic. Milotic literally has 540 BST. And Vaporeon has what, 525? No, the evolutions are 5... It was 530, right? The evolutions... I don't remember. Normally I remember this kind of stuff. Oh, I washed. Okay. Milotic also has a naturally higher physical defense. It has a higher speed stat. I don't think either of the Pokemon speed here is going to matter too much. Milotic, I guess you could argue, is slightly better because 81 is a speed tier that I don't have, and oh wait, no, I don't have 65 either. Neither one really matters. So, yeah. People are still... Okay, people in Discord are telling me Vaporeon had clears because it has Wish Flip Turn. I don't think they understand. I'm sticking with Milotic. I think Milotic is miles better. Okay, not miles at all. Like, I was literally contemplating them. I have no idea. It's tough to decide which one. One of these is going to be better. But I'm going to use Milotic. Another reason to take Milotic, it covers the full 115 points we were allotted. That makes me more comfortable that way. Yeah, I'm going to lock in Milotic. If you guys are mad that I took Milotic, fuck you. Here we are, back at the computer. Everything's gorgeous right now. We get to look at our draft in Showdown. And the document. Isn't it beautiful? Alright, I gotta actually clear a move. It was tough. It was tough to say like everything the Mons had off the top of my head. I know what they have, but it's cool to look at this to get an idea of what we have. So you can see healthy dose of hazards, good amount of spikes, good amount of stealth rock, and of course the toxic spikes option. No webs. Don't need it. I honestly, even if I draft a Weber, I'm almost never gonna bring it. Colossal or only spinner, very depressing. The healing, this is why I want a Jirachi and Milotic. You see, imagine we didn't have that, our recovery would be cut in half, and we'd be on a timer. Ogrepon having Synthesis is very helpful though. I'm probably gonna be using Synthesis at some point. Momentum. This is another thing I really wanted. I'm expecting to use U-turn a lot with Dragapult, but we have like no pivot. Now with Jirachi, that gives us another one. Iron Hands Volt Switch, does that even count? Does that even count, let's be honest. Item removal, interestingly, I actually have very little of. Ooh. I have like no knockoff Pokemon. Okay, that's interesting. That's gonna affect how I play, I think, because I do have a lot of hazards, but not a lot of knockoff. Alright, status conditions. We do have options for status conditions. We have... Dragapult already gives us a bunch. Alright, not bad. Priority moves? We really don't have good priority. Our best priority here is literally Piloswine's Ice Shard. The other ones you can all see are kind of fake in some way. Overquill Aqua Jet is okay, I guess. Dragapult, Sucker Punch, sure. Fake Out Iron Hands. Fake Out is fine, but like, And then Disruption. We have so much Disruption. 4 Tauntmons. 4 isn't even that many. It's phasing that we have a lot of. We have Whirlwind Iron Hands. We have Dragon Tail on Tree Pokemon. Another reason to get Milotic. Dragon Tail. We have Roar, Map Mortar, and Piloswine. We have Tree Hazers for some reason. 2 Encore Pokemon. Encore is a very good move. And even Clear Smog if I really want to. Alright, so a weird selection of moves. Do I think it's better or worse? I would say that the 2 important ones I don't have, well, the 3 important ones. Momentum is, like, not amazing. Removal is horrendous. And knockoff, my item removal, interestingly, is not good. So this is going to be interesting. Oh, look at that. A reference to my first ever draft. You can see I've used Milotic before. This is my second time using Milotic now. It was a long time ago since I used her. Very excited to use it again. As I am for most of my team, except Enamorous. Fuck you.